Well, if we're going to get outside the box of what's comfortable, we got to be willing to step outside that box intentionally. Otherwise, life sometimes pushes us out, and that's usually more of a crisis. But when you actually do it intentionally, it's a different dynamic. And then you go in it with the attitude of what can I learn here? How can I grow here? And how can I use this experience to make the world better? And then, so I'm always going into the world to look for new and different experiences, to meet new and different cultures. Because every time I learn something about the world, it also teaches me about something about myself. And then expanded version of me, which means I have more to to give to the conversations, more to give to the community. It usually has more energy with it too. So I get to nourish and capture that and bring that back and then share that with the community or coaching calls that I have a chance to interact with. So it widens my perspective. Because if we only know this much about the world, we can only dream this much about the world. So the wider the perspective, the bigger the what? The bigger the dreams. And then we can pick and choose more about what kind of experiences that we want to have and do and become along the way. And it's not just going into the world and having those experiences, but it's how you go into the world. And that's what I call living tall, right? So going into the world, having those experiences, but doing it in a good way. As my Native American friends, to walk the long red road in a good way with kindness and dignity and respect and generosity and all those things. And that fulfills the purpose that I think that we're all here for. And that's to what? To make the world what? Better through coaching conversations along the way. So I go into the world over and over and over again because I could even go back to the same places I've been to before and be a new experience because I'm not the same guy that did that the last time. Hopefully, I've grown since that moment in time and have new experience, a new perspective, new openness along the way that helps me continue to nurture and expand myself. One of my quote, one of the things I discovered about myself, I am at my best when I am surrounded by the unfamiliar. It's like, wow, why is that? Because then it challenges me to discover parts of myself that otherwise would remain dormant. And that's what new and different experiences do. It helps us find new things within ourselves that were otherwise would never have a chance to express themselves. And then we get to decide, is this something I want to incorporate into who I am, be an expression of who I am? Or is it just a treasure for that moment and we can let it go and move on to the next thing? Generally, we're conditioned to be afraid of new and different things. And I have found that it's actually the opposite. That's where the richness of the journey really starts to kick in, especially when you combine it with humanity, with cultures that think different, look different, sound different, eat different foods than I do, because it's in that I get to connect with the heart of humanity, and that's priceless, right? That expanded humanity, then I bring back into wherever I go, and I give it away freely, either in coaching conversations or keynotes or working with kids, because then that just grows in me as a result of that. It's like putting a little water on it's like not water. No water in the garden, that's important. But I was thinking about waving a little oxygen on an eternal flame so it continues to burn bright